So y'all know that Batgirl. You may not know this because it's like three of y'all that watched that, and one of them's ass from Hills versus Babyface. Shout out. Um, but Batwoman is tokenization the show. If it didn't start that way, it damn show became that way going into introducing black lesbian Batwoman. And the reason why you know she's black and lesbian because before that she put on that suit and you actually saw it in the show. That's all fucking DC highlighted. Hey, look at us. Not only is she lesbian like Batwoman is, she's black. And they wouldn't stop talking about it. So basically, it's just tokenization to show. And I don't know how they justified having that have another season. But hilariously enough, we have, which I thought that this was a joke when I first heard about it, because again, I'm not watching this. I did watch when I was like still kind of watching shit that was DC or Marvel related. I did reviews. Actually, you can see those on the channel of it. And yeah, obviously I haven't been keeping up with it, but apparently there's going to be a black Joker. And I guess JB Augustine of Bound in the Comments kind of explain what's going on here. Nick Cregan is his name. And he's the new face of the Arrowverse who plays Marquise Jet, the inheritor of the Joker name, who also happens to be Ryan Wilder's brother. Like his sister before her run-in with Batwoman, and eventually picking up a Kate Kane suit once it dropped out of the sky. Marquise's life was on a normal path until a hijacking of his school bus at a tender age by the original Joker, and a zap from his joy buzzer sent him down this dark path. And after killing Professor Pig, Marquise is at the point of no return. And next strike at the heart of Gotham, starting with Wayne Enterprises, where he goes there and is a part of what Keegan discussed in an interview with The Wrap. It's crazy. It's wild, Keegan said on becoming a new Joker. Yeah, I've done a lot of processing the past few weeks, months, it's still surreal to me. He added that the reception for being the first person of color to play this first color to play this role, and it's just been over. These guys fucking bore me to death, man. Like it's look, man, these companies only exist to be made fun of now, bro. Like you gotta understand, man. Like that's why, and it's a necessary thing because you need to definitely, as these alternatives pop up, you need to understand what makes them suck so much. The people that we maybe once. The companies that we once loved, why they suck so much, and why the alternatives are so much more preferable. These guys are boring, man. Like this is their focus, and they can't not stop talking about the shit because that's all they have. These characters often are very shallow. This is just a tokenization, but we have very fucking shallow fucking characters, very shallow characters, and that's why, because, well, it's about the statement that's being made. Keegan wants to be a Joker who is original and into being himself. Well, you can't do that. Wearing his own fashion, but he also tries to borrow from what he can from the famous portrayals. Like there's a lot of vibes that come through that people probably relate to, especially being from New York. It's a little street and a little edgy. Oh yeah, well, just edgy. So apparently this is the route that they're going. This guy is going to become the Joker. And here's a picture kind of him with his hair purple, as you can see. And we have a person of color in this role, and racism has officially been ended because, much like we have with the constant tokenizations, we have another one. And this guy is going to be. He doesn't look shit like Joker. Maybe, I guess they're going to probably have him. Hold up, here we go. He actually addresses it. He says, but I mean, everybody would love to put some face paint. He said, I think that's one of the coolest parts about the Joker, but also, this version is brand new and we had our own twist on it. And really that's all this shit is, right? That's all that's really ever been. I've told y'all, this is why Marvel and DC's characters are so cheap now, because they're not even characters. They don't mean anything, right? I know we once had an idea of who Joker was. You maybe had a little mystique regarding his background, but you had an idea of who Joker was, and there was at least some consistency there. I forgot that. Yes, between Cesar Romero, I would, if you consider him a person of color, is he even? Isn't actually even groundbreaking there. I think that term "fucking person of color" is retarded anyway. Nonetheless, this is why I'm not interested. This is why their books don't sell like anywhere near what they used to. And then getting their asses fucking handed to them by the Japanese in their own market. Because, and this is why also even the shows or movies that do well. I think the Batman movie, which I not have no interest in seeing, again for the same reason I have no interest in this, it'll probably do relatively well. But even then, like, those don't end up turning into like more sales of comic books, right? There's no relationship there like you see with anime selling a manga or manga selling an anime, excuse me. It's because these characters have become completely cheapened, right? They're completely cheapened, and they're not characters like anymore. There's no meaning to what it is that they are, because now it's just a platform that then other people that, often bad actors, that want to get involved just have their quote unquote spin on the character. So there's no more like consistency there, where there's no expectation. You'll see this character and they're going to call him this name, and he won't even be recognizable. Like, they're fucking making a Zodiac Killer Riddler. That's another example of that. Like, why? Instead of using maybe Calendar Man or some shit. Like, instead they make a character who has literally never been depicted as the motherfucking Zodiac Killer, because that's not who the character is. Now he's Zodiac Killer. Like, this is what the company is, and this is like, nobody gives a shit about what exists before source material be damned. They don't care about that. It's just, I want to make my spin, and I have to leave my imprint. These guys are very egotistical. Like I said, it's the equivalent of me writing Batman as a fucking anarcho-capitalist. Everybody wants to put their own spin on things instead of just honoring it and telling a new, fresh story based upon that. It's which I guess you'd have to have talent to do that, to be fair. And these guys don't have it. And because Marvel and DC are now tied to these mega corporate entities, they especially don't care about that shit. And this is why they're so cheap. The characters are cheap, man. And when I say this cheapens the characters, when I talk about these instances, and some of this stuff happens in the books as well. It's not just Hollywood doing it. But when I talk about this cheapening of characters, this is what it is that I'm talking about. Where now it's just it's expected. Like, a character shows up, even if he's only the character in name, you have people that would justify that existence, saying it's a different universe. Like, these characters aren't characters anymore. They don't mean anything. And this is why, again, they don't translate to sales in books, because there's no connection. There's no level of any continuity where that character is who you expect the character to be. It doesn't mean that it has to be a one-to-one. It's more of like, okay, there's the character. It's that's who he or she is. Make them that. And that's Hollywood, especially. They're like, fuck it, I just want to advance my own individual career and just do my own spin on things. They don't care. You think this motherfucker ever read probably a Batman comic in his life? I got 5 that says that he ain't never done that. That's for fucking show.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.